shit. Transition. There we go. We're loading. Okay, so first off, let me go ahead and pause this. So we got Tryndamere top, Zed mid, Alawi jungle. Right? Am I reading this right? I don't know who their support is. That's pure insanity. Okay, this side we got Zach. Dude, bronze just confuses me. Is that an Elise support? I'm gonna go with an Elise. Alright, I'm gonna say Elise mid, Yasuo top, Talia support. Okay, we'll go ahead and run from there. So let me we'll get into it once I figure out the matchups, then we'll kind of talk about what they are, because right now I'm not 100% certain who's going where. And we are going to be following Weeballs here. Lucky number 5 on the keyboard. Okay. So do they have a dual top? They do. They have a duo top. Very strange. And it looks like we got Zed Yasuo mid into Talia top, okay. Which means Elise support. Perfect. Fiora and Trin argued about top, so they had 2 top and no support. Okay. Welcome to bronze, man! But we're just going to focus on you. That's the important part of this lesson. So, again, one important thing to note, you always want to try to pull guard on your own jungle. Elise did a good job here of setting up down there, but you always want to make sure you set up something in this area just to make sure that they don't invade. Obviously, it doesn't happen a whole lot at your elo, but it does happen. Even in bronze, it happens everywhere. And you never want to find out this time they invaded when you're already down here. Like, by then it's too late to do anything about it. So, setting up early, making sure that you do have some sort of vision control of your own jungle, very important, even if it's just dropping a ward here and walking back down. You do have, I believe, if you start walking from here at 1 minute and 21 seconds, it takes 19 seconds exactly to get down here with 335 move speed. You have 340, so you easily could have made it back down. Just remember that. 121, you want to head from river to your camp. That's your cutoff time. Just like I was talking about in the first video, 101 is your last second to start backing if you're going to back before the minion wave comes. So any harass, any trading you do early game, you want to make sure you're heading back to base by 101. Moving on, we'll watch the blob pickups here. What up, Extra? How you doing this morning, man? Okay, so your blob, one important thing to note, your blob did not hit this. It only hit this one. It's got a shorter range than your auto attack, dude. It's so stupid, but it's true. You can be in auto attack range of this, hit your W, and it won't hit it. So you actually have to step up a bit closer. In this case, you hit this, but didn't hit this, so that cost you, I think, 4% of the enemy's maximum health. So 4% of 1450. Cost you about 55, 60 damage, somewhere in that range. So pretty much an extra auto attack. That's one extra hit. Again, you want to smite it first so that you can get the stun off. That helps you save a little HP. Also, remember, you can leap. If you level your leap, you can leap from here over to here and hit the red. So rather than walk around, a little bit of wasted time here, you don't actually have to walk around. You can leap from there to there. Just a little shortcut to help your clear times. Okay, we're doing a red clear. Pretty standard. Of course, again, make sure you're positioned between these so you're hitting all 3 of them with your W. You didn't do it on the first one. Now you can see the health differences. Just means you take 1 extra hit from that thing. It's all about that micro game, man. It's those little improvements. Like you decided to skip that. Again, you can leap from here to here, so you want to make sure that you're doing that. Just fast as possible clears, because you can see Alawi's already done his 2 camps and is out there doing scuttle. you should be ahead of him by now. You should already be out there either contesting it or on your way to blue to get the advantage. Okay, we'll speed it up. So it looks like you're going for a full clear. Now again, remember, first thing we wanted to check, looks like you did a good job of this too. Your bot lane was shoved in, your mid lane was shoved in, so there was no reason for you to come out and take scuttle. But importantly, let's back it up 15 seconds here. I want to take a look at something else. Know that most likely he started blue side. This is a good opportunity for you to counter gang. You can be like 80% certain that their jungle's going to come bot at this point because your lane shoved in. Yes, you do have a ward, but you know that they don't have any deep vision. Honestly, in this situation, I would have expected Alawi to come gank just because we knew Lucian was solo bot. Now, at higher elo, people are going to recognize that a 2v2, if Alawi comes in, it's only going to be a 2v2, and so they're not going to be able to successfully gank, so they wouldn't do it. But given the current MMR, the current elo, this is one of those things you have to sort of adapt depending on who you're playing against. And this is a good key. This is a good indication of the skill level of the people you're playing against. Alawi didn't realize or didn't think of the fact that it's only going to be a 2v2. So this will give you a lot of information on his skill level and how much you're going to be able to play aggressively against him. So this situation, you know, we see Alawi starts to come in down here. There he is. I backed off. Okay, we lost Yasuo, first blood there. Let me get back on you here. Where are you? You're R. Right? No. This would work better if I had the right shit selected. 5. You're 5. Okay, so we're going about the full clear. We already got a gank in mid. Can't do much about that because, you know, your mid was overextended without wards. You can't help that. Of course, it's always good if you do have an opportunity to use one of your wards to save your mid laner. Swing by mid and drop one off there. Okay, a little bit of wasted time there. You know, it looked like you were a little confused on whether you're going to head top to help or head to scuttle or respond to the people rotating up or, you know, what you were doing. Make a decision. Always make a decision. You know, you don't know exactly what they're doing, but respond. Always be doing something. So let's see your vision right now. Do we know that those guys are coming top? We do not. Okay, we have no vision there. Last we saw, we did see Alawi pop in here, and then of course he swooped mid. We saw that. And then of course we know he's going to rotate topside. So right now we can probably assume Alawi's somewhere around his red. Obviously it looks like he's going for the top gank. So we're wrong about that, but it's always good to be looking for those things. You know, thinking about where he's at, what he's doing, where you can go to counter him. You know, since you know he's topside generally, you could go counter bot-side jungle. It'd be a good opportunity to do a turret dive on Lucian bot. So we know that you're getting 2v1'd up here in top lane. Definitely going to want to try to get a gank in there as soon as possible, especially as low as Fiora is. You can almost always assume that if they came through River, that River's going to be warded. Okay, we got a flash. Nice. Did get a flash. Now let's take a look at CS. You're already up on CS quite a bit on your enemy, your opponent. I believe you are aware of that as well. So you know that you have a pretty significant gold advantage right now. So right now would be a good opportunity to back. You know you've already done your full clear. You're sitting on 896 gold. You can go back and get your jungle item. You can get pink ward and 2 pots. And that'll allow you to go solo drag. We now see that Alawi's coming in bot too. So you know where he's at. You know Fiora flashed. You might even be able to get a second gank in up here in top. But as low as your laner is, one of you is going to die, or both of you. So you probably just want to back at this It looks like you're setting up for another gank, though. Now, with your E only being level 2, you're not going to be able to clear very far out here. Your range right now, I know for a fact, is right around here, if that. So you're not going to be able to get much out of this. This is, again, just kind of wasted time. I'm not sure if this was because you were AFK making a phone call or what, but just bringing it up in case. Okay. So we're heading off. We now know Fiora's mid. Again. Take a look at your route here. Okay, again. So if I'm not sure what the plan was here, but on the phone. All right, yeah, I kind of figured. No worries. So remember what I was saying about routes. If we're going to plan on doing a bot gank, starting here and then working to there and then there, great call. If we're planning on responding mid, we want to start down here at the bottom, work our way up. Always connect the dots, like I was saying before. And honestly, at this point, because you did buy the right kit to do drag, you can solo drag with this right here. And since we know Alawi just left bot, chances of him being in that area pretty slim. And since you have the pink ward, like a smart man, you totally could have gone and solo dragon. So let's see what you do here. Okay, clearing. Okay, so this is why we want to start connecting the dots, because had you started here and then gone there, if you known you were going top, you're missing out on gold. This is just kind of sitting down here going to waste. Honestly, at this point, what I would typically do if I did end up going in a situation like this where I'm starting in the middle of the map and working my way to the other side, I would tell my bot lane to go take it. Just to clear it, just so the gold's not sitting around going to waste. Make sure that they go pick it up. You're in a 5-man team here, so that's something you can easily communicate to them. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can totally solo drag. Most champions can solo drag at level 4 or 5. Most. Not all. Like Evelyn, she would have issues just because she's so squishy. I don't know what the hell this Alawi's doing. He keeps trying to gank bot. This will be his 3rd trip to bot lane, so he's really wasting a ton of time. Now, because we now know, remember what I was saying about we can kind of tell his skill level depending on how he plays? We've seen him gank bot 3 times, making it only a 2v2. Okay, I would abuse the hell out of his topside jungle in a situation like this. We know that he is just trying to help his Lucian by not really helping his Lucian. And because he's wasting so much time in bot lane, you can totally be abusing his topside jungle, his top lane, his mid lane. I'd be putting wards up there. I'd be taking Rift. I'd be thinking, you know, making sure we got top scuttle. Like anything you can do, always think of it as an ebb and flow. That's one of the most important things that I think I excel at. I suck at mechanics when it comes to League, but the ebb and flow of the game. If I see a Alawi on this side, I'm going to take this. And if he rotates here, I'm going to take this. And if he comes here, I'm going to take this. I like always be working around them, taking whatever you can from them in places they're not, because it's the easiest, lowest contested spot. I think I just missed a kill of yours, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Slow it down. Okay, set up for the jump. Beautiful. Landed, popped, 3-manned, dead. Cleared the ward. Great spot to gank from, honestly. That's a good spot to jump from. Honestly, why am I not, like, on him? There we go. Level 3 jump. Right now, I'd be calling for either Rift or heading mid to help Zed. And again, taking their jungle. Right now, you're just trying to take a neutral objective. You know that Alawi showed bot last, and I believe he died, right? Yeah, he died. So, take that jungle, man. Invade. Don't ever let them push you around. Because right now, that's essentially what's happening, is they're getting things for free because you're not playing aggressive enough with your lead. You have a massive lead at this point. You really want to be pushing that. You can see the farm advantage. You have almost over double his farm. Take advantage of that, man. Take everything from them. You know, don't ever be scared of your enemy opponents. You never know for sure what you can do until you go try to do it. So, you're playing a normal here, I know that. This is a great opportunity for you to go just abuse the crap out of his jungle. See if you can fight an Alawi. And hint, I can tell you right now, you can. You can. Just avoid his grab, avoid his Q, and he can't do anything else. Like, when it comes just to pure damage after that point, there ain't nothing he can do. So, I'm not sure if we had knowledge of whether he had red or not, because the first time he showed after heading topside about 4.5 minutes ago, the next time he showed was at about 6 minutes down here in bot, and he didn't have red buff. Now, after 2 more minutes, it's possible that red buff went down, but you still haven't even gone and checked, you know? And again, this is all just information you can infer from the little vision that you do have so far. So the main lesson I'm going to talk about this game, the main focus of this lesson is definitely going to be the counter jungling and pushing your advantage, because you are massively ahead right now. You know that their team's on tilt because they have the duo top. You know that they've had several failed ganks bot. You know they're fuming, man. You know they're pissed. You know they're pissed. So make them even more pissed. Piss them off hard, dude. Put them on tilt. Make them hate their lives. Make them want to freaking rage quit in open mid at 8 minutes into the game. Like, totally drive it home to them. Okay, I'm assuming this is another phone call. Go ahead and speed it up here for a second. Okay, back on the move. Alright, now we're going to back it up 15 seconds to take a look at what you know. So you just pop back into the game. Still very little vision control. You know, you have one ward down here in try. He just put a ward there. No real vision in top lane. Boom, we see Alawi. What do? We probably didn't notice Alawi because we were too focused on ganking Zac. Or not Zac, Zed. I would put money on that. Now, chasing a Zed, probably not a good idea. The flash, definitely not a good idea, because Zed probably could have cleared this wall and gotten out by now. I'm surprised that he didn't. Oh, okay. You didn't want to be AFK in their jungle. I understand that. But, that aside, you know, just talking about what you should have done, assuming that, you know, taking the outside distractions out of it. That flash, I don't know about. I think you would have been better off saving it, because Yasuo does have a dash every 6 seconds, I believe. So he most likely could have gotten the gap closed and killed Zed. You wanted to save the flash for when he did shadow jump over the wall. Just so that you were... Always think of it as a counterplay. So you don't want to use your gap closes to engage, you want to use them to counter-engage. So when he flashes away, that's when you want to flash. When he shadow jumps away, that's when you want to jump. And predicting those things comes down to knowing the enemy team's times. I believe Zed's shadow jump is something like 6 to 8 seconds or something. Most champions' abilities are somewhere in that range, you know, that 8 to 16 second range. And just off a lot of Zed games I've played against, I know it's a fairly low cooldown. What I would have expected him to do was shadow jump back to here after walking over to here. He didn't do that, probably because he's dumb. Cool with me. But in either case, you don't want to be making those mistakes by blowing flash here and then having him go over here and you're just wasted. Or blowing flash here and he flashes over this wall. You know, I'm not sure if you knew if his flash was up or not. We had the information that it wasn't, but, you know, I wasn't paying attention to mid, were you? I don't know when that flash went down, so I'm assuming you didn't either. So be careful about stuff like that. Okay, moving on here. Take everything. I can't argue that. Take everything. That's a good strategy. I'm not sure what oh, you know what? That's why I'm not sure what triggered it. Okay, but you did get your pink triggered. You need to clear that ward. You know that the enemy laner was dead. You already killed Zed. Don't let stuff like that go to waste. You know, it may only be 30 gold, but again, 30 gold 10 times a game is 300. That's almost a ruby crystal. You're up on somebody. Take advantage of those. So again, because you know you've got a significant lead now, it's 9-2. You want to abuse Dragon. You want to abuse his jungle. You want to be pushing your advantage forward towards them at this point. This is a stage of the game where, as Vi, I would be looking to take a turret. You really want to be pushing those advantages here, but as Zac, it's really hard for you to take a turret solo, so I would be looking to turret dive down here on Lucian. You know Lucian's alone. We have a lease. I would have come after clearing this camp. I would have come over here, set up and try, pinged Lucian, waited for Elise to throw a net, and then jumped on him. The reason you want to combo it that way, you don't want to engage because he can dash, and if you force him to dash, Elise's likelihood of hitting the net at that point, because he's all scared and scurrying around, much lower. So wait in that bush patiently for her to hit a net or for minions to push in, and then just go in. Another option, wait for minions to get here and just walk up. Don't try to leap, don't try to use your gap close, because remember we want to use those to counter their gap closes. So walk up to him, wait for him to try to dash away, then jump on him. If you'd had flash still too, I bet you that would have turned into an even better situation. But either way, what you could have done down here, or what you can do down here, we'll see what you do here in a minute, would give your team a pretty significant pressure advantage across the map. Because even if you don't get the kill, let's say Elise misses her net, you miss your jump because you chose to jump in here, he's pushed off turret, you're fighting him a little bit, he runs away, you turn and get a turret. One person's not going to stop you from, three of you from taking a turret. So this is the opportunity you want to find to take that turret. Let's see what you do here, though. I think you're a little bit too heavily focused on farming. Okay, we blew Smite here. You don't want to blow Smite. Okay, you are going back. How much gold are you sitting on? 2k. Okay, so we're going to go pick up the jungle item. We'll see what you do after the phone call. Wait, you paused the game? Was this a pre-made? You do have to give them at least the opportunities. So if you know what to do, this is really important. And this is something I've been trying to work on too. Assume they don't know what to do. Play like they do know what to do. And respond in the sense that they don't know what to do. So, breaking that down, talking about this gank 5. Tell Elise to land her net on Lucian. Say, I'm going to take bot turret, typey, type. Let's take bot turret so that we can rotate to drag. I'm going to turret dive, shove lane, land your net. Okay? You've given the information out. That's the best you can do. Now, assume she's going to fail it because it is bronze, but at least you've put forth the effort and you've set up the plays. If you're not feeding, most of the time the team will listen to you. Just because, well, I mean, hell, man, this is a 5-man pre-made of yours. Like, they should be listening. So, you got to have somebody taking control. And as jungler, I think it's a great position for shot calling because you're kind of everywhere. Another good one is support, of course, for shot calling, but you got to have somebody doing shot calling. You just kind of have to. Wait, this... Oh, that was the other game that was the 5-man pre-made. My bad. Okay, well, I'm sorry, I keep saying that. I got the two queues confused. I forgot that was the game that wouldn't load. But in this situation still, communicate it to your team, tell them what you want to do, and then go from there. You know, if they do it, great. If they don't, like I said, you've pushed them off turret, you can take the turret. So yeah, let's go back here. See where you're going. What do we got going on? So we got 2 shoving top. You know that you and Talia aren't going to be able to do much to stop that, especially without Talia there. Pick up blue. Again, I want to point out, it's 12 minutes into the game. They still haven't taken red one time. Their enemy jungler has not taken red one time, and you also have not gone to check it one time. So I know you were saying you don't want to counter jungle and go AFK in their jungle. This is one of those situations where that's why it's going to cost you having that downtime or playing at work and stuff like that, because you can't push your leads hard enough to really carry your teams. Like, if you didn't have that concern, you could play that super aggressive game and you get yourself to gold, man. Like, you'd Nice job there. Very nice. But yeah, Trin won't spin in gold because he doesn't know, he doesn't have a ward up, he doesn't know if a gank's coming. And a lot of times top laners in gold, they'll read that a lot better. They'll see Talia coming in low and go, no, this is a gank, I'm leaving. That's why I suck at top, because I can't read it for shit. I would have no idea. I'd be like, oh no, I'll spin in on Talia, and then I would die too. So that's why I don't top lane. But good top laners, gold ranked top laners, they would recognize that. They would get out of dodge. Again, right here, be pushing through his jungle. You know that you just killed Fiora, and Tryndamere was dead. Take advantage of that stuff. Something I'm seeing a lot here too, you're not leading still. You're not leading the enemies enough to be able to pick up those kills. You're still aiming for where they are, not where they're going to be. And remember what I said in the first video, you want to predict where they're going to be and aim just slightly ahead of that. Because it's always better to land in front of the enemy who's running away than behind them. You can't catch up to them if you land behind them. There again, same thing. You landed in front of them. Now, I don't know what your leap range is. Let's see. We're on level 3 still. So a level 3 leap is about to here. So you couldn't have gap closed this anyways. Oh, you're maxing W. Oh, dude, don't max W. Don't max W, dude. Max that leap first, always. You don't need the wave clear. You really don't need that extra wave clear. Always max your leap, because, dude, you know the leap range. Like, from here to here. You could have easily gap closed that if you had a max jump. Okay, moving on here. Let's go ahead and talk about where we're at in the game. Okay, so let's switch over to your perception. We know we've got top turret down, bot turret down. 15 minutes into the game, we're at 16 to 17. Of course, we don't know the gold leads, but we can assume with 2 turrets to 0 and all the kill advantage, we probably got a solid gold lead. Where would you go to next? Not where did you go, but given the information that we've just discussed, where would you head next? What would you want your team to do? What? Tell me here in chat, man, if you're still here. What's the game plan from here? What do you do? Hopefully you're still here. I know, dude. I wish we could have loaded that one. I do. I do. But all that aside, you know, we'll talk about what we can improve in this game. It's probably easier if we're on Skype or something like that. And in fact, do you want to hop on Skype so we can talk a little bit quicker? Because I want to make this a little more interactive for you. Because right now, I'm curious what you would think of doing here. Should be taking Dragon? Okay. So, Tryndamere's about to take top. Nobody's going to be able to stop that because you got 2 people mid, 2 people bot, and you on platform. I would agree with you. I would say Dragon would be the best choice right now. Swing through red, call your team over to drag, then rotate 5-man mid. And say that. Don't be afraid to say that stuff in chat. So let's see what happens here. We'll ignore this. Tryndamere's taking top, blah, blah, blah.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Lost 2 turrets top. Yeah.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I think you knew what was coming here. Okay, so we rotated mid. Let's back it up here a few seconds. Oh, hold on. Let me get you on the computer here, man. That's who was calling me. Sorry, one sec. adjust the volumes here.
I was looking at it too, and I said, I should have been taking drag solo, and then maybe heading bot with Vayne and helping her push, since there was so many, you had Trent top, and you had 3 mid.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. You were AFK for a while there, so there wasn't.
No, you're right. I should have took Dragon. I should have met up with Vayne and helped push top. And as soon as they would have disappeared mid, backed off.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know if this is even going to work. Because I'm going to be talking about stuff that you're not going to see on the stream for like 15 seconds. Let me do this. I bet you we can screen share through Skype. I hear there's a way. Tools. Share screens. Start. There we go. Is that working? Can you see it?
Works. Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay. So, got Tryndamere chasing through top. This would be a good opportunity to respond to that. But of course, also, you're going to want Dragon still. You have 4 in the area. I totally would have rotated a Drag at this point. You ended up losing Drag. That's not a huge deal because you are taking a kill in mid. And this right here, that right there was exactly what I was talking about doing in bot lane. Go back to you. Because there's only one there, even if the kill fails, you can still shove them off turret and take the turret. And I like how you led them there. That was awesome. So you did get ahead of Fiora on that one. You pushed her off turret, so now everybody needs to turn and take turret. Which the team's not really doing. Everybody's dancing. There we go. Okay, everybody's turning back around. I would have saved your jump there because you don't know where the enemy team is. They have much better ward coverage than you. If we take a look at that right now, that's their vision. That's yours. You have no idea where any of them are. So save your jump. Always just in the same sense that, Tryndamere would save a spin, Fiora would save her dash. You want to counterplay. Always save those abilities, those gap closers, for when you absolutely need them, as opposed to try to take and CS with them. Not really the best use.
Right.
Okay, so what do we got going?
Well, I went with, now, in your opinion, going with green Smite, or should I say green Tracker's Blade at the beginning. Would you go with like Sweeping Lens or something like that instead of having like the 3rd ward?
Yes.
With your trinket?
Yes.
Get, that's what I had kind of came up with the idea of just going with like the green Stalker's Blade, and then getting rid of Trinket and go with like Sweeping Lens. That way every time I went through jungle and it was up, pop it.
Exactly. And if you are going to go Tracker's Knife, it is a good idea to go ahead and go to Sweep. Or the red thing, whatever it's called, Sweeping Lens.
Yeah.
Yeah, because really this only gives you 2 wards, and I'm not a big fan of this item generally. I generally only get it on Lee Sin. I like the blue one because it allows you to get a little more gap close, but the LCS players, they all use Tracker's Knife because, 1, everybody's buying and putting down wards in LCS.
Right.
2, vision control helps a lot more because Zach already has a couple slows. But for me personally, I much prefer having that extra smite, because when I blue smite people, dude, I've picked up so many kills with blue smite.
So have I. I
Yeah.
was just listening to what somebody else was telling me. I was playing the other day with the Platinum, and he says, dude, you need to switch out that
I know.
Chilling Smite and get fucking green Tracker's Blade. And
If
just
you
get
were-
Sweeping Lens.
Yeah, if you
Not
were
like,
in
yeah,
plat,
it's
man,
back
I would
and
agree.
forth, man. It's like so freaking, I don't know. This is like, one person has their one way. I like Chilling Smite because I can actually slow them. When I slow them and they start getting away, I can jump on them again and
Exactly.
take kills.
And that's why I like it, but he's right. In Platinum and higher, you're going to want the extra vision control, and as jungle, your responsibility is half of warding.
Right.
I think I talked about that in the first video. So, yeah, it makes sense up there because you're already going to have teams that understand the counter plays and will gap close better and disengage better and re-engage better. You don't need that extra little bit, but in this elo, when your mid may be a second or 2 slow to respond to something, or when you gank top and your top laner's like licking the walls or something while you're trying to set up a gank, situations like that, it helps a lot more. So it allows you more personal power while subtracting from your team's overall power. by
Right.
going with Chilling Smite. And in lower elo, I recommend that, because you're trying to carry yourself out.
Gotcha.
That's the ultimate goal. So that was a bad place to go into. As soon as you saw Alawi ulting, you got to get the hell out of that thing, man.
Yeah, no, like I said, dude, I had too many distractions this game. I was on the phone, actually, for the last 3 minutes, I believe, of this game. This is the game, so I'm not concentrating.
Gotcha. Pretty messy fight going on here. People fighting all over the place. These are the ones that piss me off because low elo fights, man, just drive me insane. It's like, why are two of you fighting over here while two of you are fighting over here while one of you are fighting over here while you two are over here alone? And you're farming.
Right.
Yeah, it drives me insane, but we obviously can't help that. We're just going to focus on what you can do. So, stopping again. Take a look at what you know. Where would you go next?
I can't even see the screen. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got your icon, like, over the mini-map, which is, like, impossible to see anything, so...
The icon? Oh,
Yeah,
the Skype
you're-
thing?
Yeah.
You can't close that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, damn it, dude. Okay, well, we'll just go ahead and skip that then. So we got 3 pushing top. Elise in jungle. Tryndamere split pushing, because that's what Tryndamere does.
And if Dragon's up, I should be going there, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, drags up in... Oh, God, it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and that's the whole part of the map. I can't even see none of the bottom of the map. Like, I don't see anything.
Dude,
I
that
see
sucks.
Tryndamere pushing bottom, since you're scrolling over there.
Yeah, we'll just
I mean,
do
it'd
like
be
a
too-
flyby,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, so at that
Everything
point,
we know.
I mean, I would just clear my camp probably at bottom, and if Tryndamere gets the turret, protect turret.
Okay, yeah, that's a solid plan in this situation. He's going to push this by the time you get here. You got a call?
Yeah, again, that's how it goes all day.
All right.
Prospect auto.
So anyways, I think I'll just go ahead and continue talking here.
All right, I'm back. Somebody trying to sell me something.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I would probably go bot, and, like, if he comes to turret, obviously protect turret. If not, start clearing bottom jungle again.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what I would do too. Now again, because you're going to want to rotate from bot to top side here to get to your team, you're going to want to start down here. Also, this puts you in a good position to respond when he gets to turret. He's going to be able to push that turret before you can clear this camp from where you're at. I
Right.
can tell you that right now. So you might have to make a decision here as to whether you clear that camp or whether you go hold the turret. But really, the way you beat a Tryndamere split push, I've discovered, is by grouping in another lane and taking it faster than he can. So
Right.
just kind of like with Gnosis, where Gnosis is going to scale throughout the game and continually push faster and faster in a split push, the way you beat that is by going somewhere else and pushing faster as a team. Because
Right.
if he's bot by himself, that means at most there's 4 people up here. If all 5 of you go up there, you're going to have a numbers advantage and you can shove faster than he can shove by himself. And that's the only way to beat a Tryndamere split push. So
Right.
this
Well,
guy, I
for
mean...
instance, what if their team's more fed at that point? You got Tryndamere, you've got Nasus pushing bot, and you're 5v4. You can't even win a 5v4 against them.
If you can't win a 5v4, then you've got to look for those opportunities where you can fight around them. So what I do in those situations, so let's say they've got 3 top or 4 top right now. Let's say that you can't beat them as 5. Tryndamere's down here. I would rotate mid and start taking mid turret. And
Okay.
what'll likely happen, because you have 2 people top, well, 3 of your own team members top and you pushing mid by yourself, 1 or 2 of them are going to respawn down here. As soon as you see them disappear from up here, the enemy team, you'll know that they're rotating down. You rotate up, and then you fight. Because then you have a 4v2. So
Right.
you pull them down here, and then you rotate up there faster than they get down here, and you take that fight. You can totally manipulate the enemy that way.
Right. But
and
let's
it's-
say you're rotating like that through jungle. I mean, obviously, that's going to take, 10 seconds to 15 seconds to get from top turret down to mid turret.
Mm-hmm.
You do that twice, that's 30 seconds wasted. A fast pusher on bot lane can have 2 turrets in that time.
He could, yes. All right, so let's take a look at the situation we have. All right, so let's say, Elise isn't going to stop Tryndamere here. I can tell you that already. She's not going to be able to stop him from taking this. In fact, if he was smart, he would kill her right now because she already blew her CC. He would just turn, murder her, ult, and then take turret. Like, that's what I would do if I was Tryndamere right here. I don't know if he's going to do that because he is bronze, but he could, and she doesn't know that. Like, she should know that, but she doesn't because she's also bronze.
Right.
Which is just, oh god, it makes me so happy because, no, you're in danger, but you're not really because he doesn't know.
Technically, she should have waited for him to make the wrong move, jump on her under turret, and then CC him while he's getting hit by turret.
Exactly. And then she can jump in the air once he ults, and he's still taking turret shots, and then she lands and nets again, and she can kill him.
Right.
So it is possible, but... Yeah, this situation, like I said, so he can take 2 turrets. You have to accept that turrets, while they do win games, you have to counterplay it in the sense that he's going to take these 2 turrets, so you have to make sure that you get this fight and that you win. Because what will happen in this situation, so ideally, now he's going to take 2 turrets.
Out of lane at that point.
Yeah, he'll eventually have to respond to you. And you can control and manipulate the enemy that way. Because let's say this situation goes off as I predicted. He turns, he kills her, he takes this turret. By then, you're up to about here. He's already pushing into this turret. You're still ignoring him because you guys should not be responding to stop that. You get up to this turret. We see 2 people leave from this lane. You come and you rotate top. You kill those 2. You now have 4 people in top lane. Elise is dead. Elise is going to rotate to this turret to try to stop him again. She's going to be too late because he'll take that before he gets there. You now have a numbers advantage where you have 4 top. They had 2 mid. Their 2 mid might rotate back top to stop you. And if they do, you take them out too. But before they could rotate there and back, you'll have already taken this turret as 4. Okay, so looking 30 seconds, 45 seconds into the future now. The situation we've created, Tryndamere has killed Elise. He's pushing this turret. You have 2 enemies who have rotated to mid, and you're set up here to do the 4-man kill top. So from there, you do the 4-man kill top. You take this turret. He's pushing in down here. Those 2 are rotating up to hold their inner turret. You do it again. You do a 4-man dive on this turret, and you kill the 2 of them. Okay, by then, Tryndamere will be just finishing off this turret, and he'll go, oh shit, I have a choice. I either keep pushing or I respond to them taking my inhib. If he chooses to keep pushing, you 4 are going to take this turret and this inhib faster than he's going to take that by himself. He may even take this outer turret, but he's not going to take the inhib as well before you guys take this inhib and go back.
Right, then you got super minions pushing top.
Exactly. Then you got super minions pushing top. Then you can 5-man bot, or you can go to Baron.
Go to Baron and push it even harder.
Exactly. What I would likely do at that situation is I would 5-man Baron. If Tryndamere goes, because likely Tryndamere is going to go, oh, well, we have an open inhib in bot now. I'm going to just split push down there. I'm going to teleport bot or whatever and try to take that because I don't see any enemies. Well, you've got supers pushing top. You take Baron. They'll have at least 1 or 2 responding to the super minions pushing their base. Tryndamere will be trying to split push bot. You get a free Baron. Then you can 5-man mid. Tryndamere still trying to split push bot. Even if he takes this inhib, you can take this inhib 5v4 at that point with Baron, even if it is a 5v4. If you need to split up the numbers again, you can do the counter rotations. One way to help stop Tryndamere from taking the actual base would be just to come over to here and stop the minion wave. So he'll be up here, he'll be taking the inhib. He may even take it by himself, but he's not going to have any minions with him to take the Nexus turrets. The enemy team's going to have to respawn down there to stop you from taking this. Hell, you guys could even 5-man take that without minions.
Right.
And some of them might respond over there, but either way, you can kite them back and forth till they get scattered out, and then just shove mid with your Baron buff. So that's how you end this game in the next 10 minutes, as opposed to the next 26. Those are the things that are the difference between bronze and platinum, I'd say. Can't really speak for Diamond because I don't know, but Platinum. I've played with enough Plat players and at Plat level to know that much. So let's see what actually happens here. Let's jump back to reality. So you chose to continue going bot. You skipped all your camps. Okay, you chose to go there. Your team, for some reason, rotated mid. Don't know why. Not really the best choice on their part, but again, you can't help that. You're doing what you can. She took your buff because she's an asshole.
I gave it to her.
Oh, okay.
No, so I pinged her to come get it.
Okay, cool. So
Just
you
in
guys
case
just
you
want to
had
fight here.
control lane.
2 for 3. You got to get out of that, man. Got it. Hold on. Let me back up here. Slow that down. As soon as you see Alawi ult, dude, you've got to get out of that thing immediately. Because he heals so much off, or she heals so much on that.
Right.
You're not going to be able to kill him in it. So if you cut him back to where you're at right now, right into this area, a lot of times the Alawis will chase because they're like, well, I ulted, I can fight now. No, they can't. They can only fight in their ult. So that's what happened there. You guys got aced because you chose to fight inside of her ult rather than cutting her out of it. Always leave, man. Always leave.
Yeah, and I play Alawi too, so I should have known that. I was just bouncing around, not paying attention.
Right. Yeah, you're tanky. I understand. So, let's see here. Zed just flashed for absolutely no reason. Okay, so she's getting chased. Now, this is an important time to remember, too. Starting from... Let me back up another 15 seconds here. Okay, he flashes for some reason. I don't even know where he flashes to, dude. Just the darkness? Like a silly noob. Okay, so Vayne is completely screwed over here. You know that somebody was just pinged here, I think. Not sure. We know that Yasuo's somewhere, or not Yasuo, but Zed's somewhere on this side of the map. So Vayne, we can assume she's dead. She's not going to be able to fight one enemy, let alone 2 or 3 that might be in that area. And you know, because the entire enemy team is MIA, they're likely responding to this free kill on Vayne. So what you do now, you shove mid as hard as possible to counter that. Rather than try to respond and save her dumbass, don't even worry about her, dude. She's dead, she's stupid, she killed herself. Fuck her. Move on.
Right.
But you guys do try to respond and help her. Well, at least you do. Yasuo's like farming Scuttle or something. Wild jump there. And see, she's dead. So wasted time all through here. You're trying to save her when she was unsavable to begin with. We do now know for a fact, though, that they have 3 enemies in the topside jungle. We've seen them based on your vision. So next time you run into a situation like that, start pinging that mid turret like crazy. Tell Yasuo, come mid, shove mid, go mid, blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever you got to say. Ping it. Try to bring him on track with you, because in the time they were chasing Vayne around jungle here, you guys could have got some damage down on this turret. Okay, so moving on, we're already in a lopsided fight because you don't have your ADC, which means killing Alawi is going to be pretty impossible. So you really don't want to be fighting in this situation. You're doing the smart thing by backing out. You recognized it was a losing fight, so very good play there. I don't know what Talia was thinking. And because Tryndamere's ult's down, actually you're doing the right thing by going back in here. I think. It didn't work out for you. It wasn't enough, no. You missed 2 hops, I think, on Trindamere there, so he was able to survive. But I also didn't know Lucian still had his ult, so probably not the best idea to dive in 1v3. But I'm going to thumbs up it anyways, because it's what I would have done.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
Exactly. I would have done the same thing. So we know Drag Zap. I would be assuming they're rotating to it. You do have Vision of Lucian heading to it. You saw Fiora heading to it, and Zed's bot, so you know they're getting pressure on it. Most likely they're going to be rotating on Drag. And taking a look at everything, you can see that's exactly what they're doing. So again, because you know you can't stop that dragon, what do?
Go push a lane.
There you go. You go push a lane.
Push a lane farthest from Dragon, since they're both about even. Everybody should go top.
Exactly. And that also gets you Baron pressure, so very smart move there. Start trying to drag your team around with you. And again, that's why I love Zac, but I hate Zac, because if you were Vi right now, you could go take top turret. But because you're Zac, you can't.
Right. He's very team dependent.
He is so team dependent. So you're doing what you can, and you know, I know you win this game, so definitely doing all right.
That's what I did. I just decided to push mid. I should have went top because I could have pushed it faster without them responding that fast. But
well, no, you did a good thing here, because you shoved mid
top here
and then immediately rotated top. So you're already starting to drag the team's pressure around the map and scatter them out, and that's exactly what you want to be doing, because now somebody has to respawn top. They're trying to respawn bot. They're trying to respawn mid. You're keeping the pressure on them everywhere. And you're not wasting time sitting there in lane trying to trade with him. You're immediately moving on here. And that's definitely the smart thing to do. I don't know about your route. I would have gone through jungle and tried to, just take whatever camps I could there rather than going back to river.
I thought about it. Actually, that's why I juked down to river, because we didn't have enough vision, and I did not know, where they were. So.
But you do have Tracker's Knife.
Yeah, no, and that's, like I said, with all the distractions and being at work and stuff, I'm not, I'm just thinking about running around, not really so much thinking about strategy. And that's
Gotcha.
the hard part about it. That's why I wish the games that I played at home, where I was actually concentrating, could be loaded. Because this is just a bullshit game here. Gotcha.
Well, yeah, we can always do another one, man, too, once you get a good one on this new patch. But, yeah, you did the right thing here. You kited one person top, then you got the kill. You led him on that jump a minute ago, so props on that. You have your passive? No. Okay.
No, it's down.
So let's see what happens here. Talia's shoving top. You only got 3 mid. They have 4 up. Your team backed off, which was a wise choice. So next step, man, I would totally be trying to press Baron. You've got pretty good turret pressure, at least, on mid and top. You do have the turret advantage in mid. This would be a good opportunity, especially when you see that their ADC's bot, which you should see here. Yep, you see that he's bot. This would be an opportunity to go take Baron. And I would be trying to drag my whole team up there. A lot of times they'll be like, no, it's too early or something stupid. And
well, we seen 2 pushing top, so we decided to go mid. I pinged mid.
Yeah, and in this case, hey man, that's a great call too. You 4 are going to output, or you 3 are going to outpush those 2 top, especially with Talia there to defend. I don't know why Vayne backed off, but since you see Yasuo's bot, you want to stop.
That's the only reason why I ultied, because I thought Vayne was going to come in and help, and she didn't.
Right. So right here, as soon as you know that Vayne's backing off, rotate bot. Oh, I see. So right there, you hadn't noticed that Vayne had backed off.
I hadn't noticed. She had backed. I thought she was right behind me. I mean, she had plenty of health and plenty of mana. She shouldn't be backing.
Yeah, she shouldn't be. She's trying to respond to the bot push, and this is something bronze players make the mistake of doing all the time. They're like, oh no, they're taking our turret. Right. We have to back.
If she would have been there, we would have killed both of them, and we would have probably been able to take mid.
Damn right, man. Damn right. But as soon as you saw that she did back off, I would have rotated bot with Yasuo. Because he's also doing the smart thing by trying to shove turrets. Did you drop that ward, or did he?
I dropped that one.
Okay. Not a bad spot for it, because now you see Tryndamere coming in. Just in the future, I would try to drop it more over here, so that you have a little bit more foreknowledge. You could have survived there, I think, by grabbing your bubbles, but you did get out of the ult, so that was the smart choice.
Yeah, I learned my lesson from the first one.
Awesome. Good jump there. You picked off Fiora because she overextended while her team peeled off to chase. So now you got to push an advantage. I would go to drag at this point, honestly, because you got their whole team scattered chasing Vayne top lane.
I think we went Baron here. No, we didn't.
Yeah, you're kind of low to do Baron, and they're all in the area, so... God damn, he's got GA too.
Yeah.
Tryndamere the Unstoppable.
And this is where I said, see ya.
I totally would have thought that. Alawi doesn't do a lot of damage, especially without her ult, so I think you could have fought that by picking up your blobs. But
I think she was too tanky.
You're not going to do a lot of damage, but between you and Talia, I think you could have done it. You wouldn't have died, that's the thing. You would have been able to heal through it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, so...
Been a long fight.
Yeah. And this fight's, like, just about ending. It's been, like, 2 minutes since it started up here, and then carried over to here, and down to here, and up to river, and up to there, and you jumped out, and then it continued over here. That's something I hate about bronze, man. Those fights, they shouldn't be going like that. They should be bursts. They should be quick, 10-second fights that just happen rapidly and are over. Because you can't really take any advantages if you're not doing that, you know? People are coming back, people are rotating in and out of the fight. You never get a chance to take turrets. So look for the opportunities. Let me slow this down for a second. Look for the opportunities where you, as the jungler, can create those quick burst fights, rather than looking for these little picks at this stage of the game. But you did blow Trindamir's ult. Not responding to that, but that's okay. You're shoving the wave. They got it, obviously, pretty easily. Still shoving top. Good, good. Your team needs to be responding to you. Vayne needs to be shoving that. Vayne really needs to be with you. Trindamir doesn't have an ult. I'm pretty sure Lowie's... Nope, there it is. Okay. Good stuff, good stuff.
Use my passive right there, because I know I'll be back up.
Yeah. Very smart. Very smart plays.
Remember what you said, use your passive as much to your advantage as you can. You pick up so many kills.
Yeah, right there. Perfect example, dude. People are like, oh, he's low. Let's overstay and kill him. And then they don't. It's
right,
like an
they
EVA.
don't see when your passive's up.
So right now, I'd be rotating to Baron. You got 30 seconds till Zed's up. You got 25 seconds on their jungler. I would have gone to Baron at this time because two of you are probably not going to take this turret. I stand corrected. Maybe two of you are. But either way, it's going to be risky. You're only going to get the turret, and you're not going to get the inhib. Actually, I don't even think you're going to get the turret. And see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure you know what I'm saying. It's so hard to split push as Zac.
And I don't know why Yasuo broke off. We could have took that turret and that inhib with his damage. Or at least
Exactly.
the turret.
So I totally would have rotated to Baron there. Would have been a better call. Call Baron next time that you get a situation like that. Oh, I thought she was going to live. That would have been crazy. Okay, you got ran down.
His Thunderlords, I think, rocked on me or something.
Damn. Okay, so we do get Dragon. Second place again. Weebles is talking, or not Weebles, Dr. Heisenberg's talking shit in Twitch chat. Like usual.
Comes the awesome AFK-ness.
The awesome AFK. You and Hurricane both. Okay, what knowledge do we have right now? We know that they're all around Baron at least. I would be assuming they're doing Baron at this point, even though Zed's showing.
Zed's taking my blue. Or, yeah.
Probably doesn't feel this long when you get the calls either.
No, it doesn't.
It's the same thing with my like silent time. That's something I learned at the call center. Or, well, you know, I've worked several call centers. Like, downtime on calls, dead air, is so much longer for the customer than it is for you. You know, you being quiet while you're researching something for a few seconds only feels like a few seconds, but when somebody's sitting there waiting to, like, get a response or something, or they're on hold, it feels like forever.
Right, right.
So, I don't know. I try to work on it, but since this isn't my job, I don't know. I guess I don't try as hard to talk endlessly. I don't want it to be work, man. This is supposed to be fun. But either way, let's see. Let me slow this down for a second. So we tried to shove mid. They responded. You're rotating top. Very smart, because obviously you can't hold them all off yourself. You got two bot. I would assume that they were responding to your bot lane at this point. And they are. So knowing that they're responding bot, definitely want to pick up this kill and then either shove top or go to Baron. I think Zed showed now, at the very least. If he didn't show before, he definitely showed now. And two have shown bot, so you have three people. You can three-man Baron. You can. Especially if you had a pink ward. So don't forget to buy those pink wards. Yasuo's doing a ton of damage right now. He is 18-9. Oh my god. So yeah, I totally would have been doing Baron again. So that's something else I'm noticing here. Your objective control, your Barons and your Dragons, pretty much non-existent, and your counter jungling's non-existent. So those are going to be the things I'm going to say to work on most after this lesson.
Yeah, the counter jungling I usually do really good when I'm at home and I'm like actually concentrating on the game. But when I'm at work, I just don't concentrate enough to really be in their jungle and feeding them kills.
And that makes sense, you know, and I understand that's probably why this isn't the best one to do a lesson on, but we're doing what we can. We're working with what we got. That was funny looking. He grabs you and you fly at him. Awesome.
Double coming in.
Right? Okay, now Alawi. Doesn't Alawi do magic? No, Alawi does AD. Okay.
Yeah, she's an AD. AD tank.
So the passive proc, very nice. Baited. I would keep the pressure on here, but I wouldn't fight so that your team could do something in mid or bot. You know, you see Elise responding and heading up that way. I would just kind of chill here. They're all going to respond to you. You're going to have supers pushing, so all you have to do is just kind of stand around and not fight at that point. You do have the big wave pushing, but because... Alright, so this is important to note, again with the counter pressure. Right here... let me hit play, so this makes more sense. There we go. If you stay in top lane at this point, they're going to also stay in top lane. You can manipulate their positioning by your own positioning. So I would have stayed around here rather than rotating mid. I know it looks like the smarter choice because you have a big wave mid and your team's rotating there. But by you also rotating mid, you're going to draw all 4 or 5 of them to mid and you're not going to be able to take anything. So the way you can ensure that you take mid is by forcing pressure top. Every time they start to walk mid, drive forward into that turret. And every time they start to walk back, run away.
Maybe force a 5v5 at Baron, because being we were so fed, we should have been able to take a 5v5.
Yeah, and you could have. I mean, you got a 19 kill advantage at this point, but half your team's dead. Yasuo is your main damage dealer at this point, because he's most fed, and he's dead. So, honestly, until he came up, I would have just stayed top, keeping the pressure on. Once he came up, I would have called Baron, or rotated mid. But
and force him into a fight at least somewhere.
Exactly, and you honestly don't even need to fight at this point. You know, you can win this entire game without ever really fighting more than one more time. Granted, people like to fight, and it looks like you picked up another kill anyway, so cool. But see what ended up happening here because you didn't keep that pressure top? You drew the whole enemy team here, and you ended up losing.
Right.
So had you just stayed top and let Talia try to push this, you could have kept that pressure on, and it would have helped out a lot more. Because you don't have your passive now. He's got his GA up. Luckily you survived that.
And it's lagging out big time on the screen. Like
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I might have to turn the quality down a little bit.
Is that something you adjust on your end?
I think you do it on yours.
Dude, I don't even know. I've never done
I
screen
don't know
sharing
either.
on Skype.
You can pause it and reload the screen on that, probably.
Alright, I can't even pause the replay right now. It won't let me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude.
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Okay. But yeah, this is pretty much over at this point. You guys got a massive lead. You guys got Dragon. That was an Elder Drake, actually. Got an open inhib in mid. I mean, there's not a whole lot left to talk about in this one, so I'm just going to kind of speed through it. Trying to solo fight Zed, probably not a good idea, as you recognize there, but it also drugged them all to Baron, which isn't the smartest thing if you're going to be low. So you're going to want to watch out for that in the future too. Don't be careful about dragging them to Baron and then being low, because if you lose those fights, they're going to take Baron. But one thing it did do is it sucked pressure away from top, which allowed supers to push up in top. And there's not a whole lot they can do. You heard that the inhibs respawning, so I would definitely be pushing top after this, taking those 2 inhibs and ending the game, which is likely what you do at this point. It looks like you take Baron and then end the game.
Yeah, when Baron could have been taken like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, it could have. It could have been taken 20 minutes ago. But either way, you did the right thing. You got Baron buff now. There's 2 open inhibs. I'm going to assume you guys just kind of take those and then end the game. So you're keeping pressure on top, good. Trying not to fight too much, very smart, because you don't need to once you have Baron buff and super minions and stuff like that. Running away, good call, because you're kiting them away from defending their base. They're chasing kills because they dumb. And that's that. That is game. So yeah, overall, man, the only things that I see really need improvement at this stage off this game, just the Baron control, drag control, counter jungling, and you say you do that at home, so it doesn't even sound like you need that.
Yeah, for the most part, it's like the work time just doesn't work.
Yeah, dude, it's probably impossible. Like, especially if it was ranked or something like that.
Yeah, I don't even play ranked at work.
How do I kill?